Hello and welcome. My name is Bob Belf, and here I'm going to tell you about responsive design in WebSphere Commerce. So let's learn a little bit about what responsive design means. So as you can see here, I've got this web page and I've got this new banner ad, and if I take the browser and if I resize it, you can see that the advertisement also resizes with the width of the browser. You know, the image changes, the fonts get bigger and smaller, etc. And you know, this is not just an image, it's actually a text on top of an image, and that's what really responsive design is. So you're not scaling any images or anything like that. So what I like to do is I like to use Eclipse. It's a free tool. You can get downloaded at eclipse.org, and it allows you to set up the basics of your advertisement very quickly. And you can see I can put a bunch of different things on the screen. I can then select a particular element and edit that element with the different things from the palette selector onto the actual image. And in the CSS, you'll see I have the basic classes defined for the dimensions. And what I like to do is segment those out into different resolutions. So we'll start with something like 100 by 600, 100 to 600 in width, and then we'll go ahead and take that resolution, we'll copy it down, and have the same elements in each one of these blocks. So you could see I have 500 by 600 to 800, basically 800 to 1023, and then I end at anything over 1024 for devices that are larger than that width. Now, while Eclipse is great, it doesn't really allow you to edit inline the different resolutions in the CSS. And with that, I like to use Chrome. So let's go ahead and open this with the system editor, which I have set up for Chrome. And you can see I can completely see the banner here, and if I hit F12, I go into development mode, and then you'll notice right up at the top I see the dimension of the window. So that tells me what dimension that the advertisement is currently being displayed at. And if I select an element like the winter sale, you could see Chrome actually tells me which CSS area within the file is currently active based on those dimensions. And you can see the minimum width is 1024. So let's go ahead and change something here. We'll make this a little bigger. And now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and click on Style CSS, and we're going to save this. And we're going to save it right over the same file inside of the Eclipse project. So let's go ahead and find that. Workspaces, Commerce, my new ad. And we'll go ahead and save it right over it. Now, anytime we make changes to style.css within Chrome, it automatically saves the file to the operating system. So I could sit here and mess with all of the different elements at the different dimensions pretty much live. So I could change like the height here, I could change the margins, I can change anything that I defined within that CSS right within Chrome, and I get to see it as I do it. So this is very cool. It comes with a lot of different, you know, HTML and CSS editors and some content management systems, but to me this is a very easy and free way to get responsive design. So what do? Let's go ahead and upload this stuff into WebSphere Commerce. So I go to the Assets tab, and I like to put all of my responsive design ads under the RWD Web Assets directory. So we're going to go ahead and right click on that. So we select Create Files from Compressed Zip File, and we'll go ahead and point it to the same place that we were in Eclipse. So Workspaces, Commerce, New Ad, and we'll go to our web content. And what I did is I just simply zipped up the whole directory. So if we look at the files that I actually imported, I imported the two different versions of the graphic and the styles CSS. So now what we want to do is actually create a content spot that contains the HTML. So we'll go over here to the marketing tab, and you can see I've already created this just to show you. It's basically the exact same HTML. We include the link to the uploaded CSS. And the reason we want this in a content spot is for translation purposes. So if I, for instance, select all of this, I can now select another language like French or Spanish and go ahead and paste this as the HTML within there. So, and of course we can translate it, but I'm not going to translate it for now. So let's go ahead and click OK. We'll save this. And go ahead and close it out. And now we can actually preview this right within Management Center. So there's our ad. We can stretch it. You can see it stretches fine. It's looking pretty good. And if we go ahead and close that, and now what we want to do is go over to Commerce Composer and open up the homepage layout. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look and see what the page looks like now. So if we go ahead and scroll, we could see that this is a carousel image display. And what we want to do now is put our advertisement right in front of that, even though it's probably not as nice looking. So we go to slot 3. And we look for the content carousel widget. And what we're going to do is we're just going to type in winter with an asterisk, and hopefully it finds an ad. It does. And then we'll just bump this right up to the top. And we'll go ahead and save and preview. So there you go. There's our new ad. It's part of the carousel. We can change the image dimensions using Site Preview. It seems to be working pretty well. The images switch out at the different resolutions. And you can see I pretty much align my responsive design to these resolutions. So it pretty much looks pretty good. Pretty cool. So that's it. It's very easy to do responsive design, taking assets from your creative department and uploading them into WebSphere Commerce using the managed files, and then putting them into content spots, and once again using Commerce Composer to actually put the advertisements in the different areas on the website. So once again, thank you for watching.